for people just to understand your complete story. So what did your life look like before Plexus?
Well, let me just tell you that it was not hair and makeup, being backstage at the MGM Grand and coming out to talk to 12,000 people. I am a mom to 3 kiddos, and when my first 2 daughters, they're so cute, aren't they? When my first 2 daughters were born, I made the decision as a school teacher that I was going to step away from teaching. And we made that decision as a family together. It was something that we had not planned. And then 2 weeks after I turned in my resignation letter, I found out that my son was on the way. And that was a huge thing for us because we lived on a dairy farm. So we had walked away from my teaching income, we had walked away from the insurance, and we were gonna have 3 kids under the age of 3. And so I made the decision that I needed to do something. And so I had started an Etsy shop, and I was selling vinyl and staying up, and I had a lot of guilt based around the fact that I was a stay-at-home mom. I had this education and I wasn't bringing enough in, and it was so much pressure on my husband's shoulders. And so made that Etsy shop. I was going through all the things, and I decided to pour into being a mom. And I remember people asking, what's the number one thing when people ask you how you're feeling? What do we all say? Somebody comes up to you and we say, how are you doing? What do we say? Good, we're fine, everything's great, right? Number one, because we feel all this guilt about how we're actually doing and how we're actually feeling. But the other thing was that we want everything to look great on the surface, and that was where I was at. And so I decided that we were going to just be able to be at home, that I was going to pour into those things. And I decided that we were going to do this Etsy shop. And when we stepped away from that and I started thinking about all of the things that I was feeling and that I was doing, I had a friend that came and she had ordered something off of my Etsy shop, and I had that guilt, right? She had ordered something from me, I needed to order something from her. And so I decided to say yes to Plexus just out of sheer guilt.
So I know you're from a small town, so how would you say initially that affected your mindset in building your business?
Small town mindset is really, really hard. Anybody else from a really small town? I grew up in a town that had no red lights, and I swore that to do something really big, I needed to move to a big town and do big things. And then my life turned into a country song. I met my husband at a county fair, and our first date, this is no joke, he took me to his tractor and took me to a bonfire, and that was 16 years ago. And so when I got a job teaching at the same school that I had gone to high school at, but when I started actually sharing Plexus, when I started Plexus, I was never going to share because I didn't want to be that network marketing girl. But when I started seeing results, I knew that my mom needed it, and I knew that 2 other of my friends needed it. And so they both signed us wholesale because I didn't know how else to have them sign. And I had my upline message me, and she just said, hey, girl, you just went silver with the company. That's amazing. You should really start sharing. And I messaged her back, and I was like, don't ever message me about this again. I will never share my story. I'm not going to be posting about this on Facebook. Guys, I didn't even want her to mention that I had gone silver because I didn't want people to know what I was doing. But that first Plexus commission check that I got, I thought I was doing something illegal. But I didn't want them to take it back, right? But it paid for our electric bill, and it paid for our groceries that month. And as a family of 5 on a dairy farming salary, that was huge for us. And I just started thinking that maybe it would be neat to get our products paid for every single month. One glance at the compensation plan, and I knew as a former math teacher that it was amazing, right? That maybe there could be something to this. But I thought there's no way with my small town setting and my little social media presence. I shared with my team the other day my first Facebook post that came through in my memories, I shared my wedding album, and it had one comment, and it was my mom. I mean, I had no social media presence, right? So I thought maybe I could get to gold, maybe I could get to senior goals. But on those days when it was hard to reach out, or I felt like I wasn't growing fast enough, I just always relied back on those excuses that I could not do it because of my small town setting. And when I saw other people growing so much faster than I was, I just went back into that comfortable lie that it was okay because I was from a small town and I didn't have a huge network.
Can anyone else relate to what she just shared? So many of us, if not everyone, has dealt with comparison at some point in their business. So, Brianne, I'm just curious if you would share a little bit more about comparison, to other successful women in Plexus that you dealt with.
Anybody else ever dealt with a comparison thief? Right? We all do. Comparison is huge, but here's what I've learned. I've learned that comparison is always going to be there. But we can either have it be a negative thing, or we can use it to empower us. When we hear yesterday, like Bob said, that Plexus is a compensation plan with a personal growth plan attached to it, it's so, so true. And I learned that I had to stop thinking that my small town was a limit, and I had to start looking at it as a blessing. I had to stop looking at other successful women and think that it was great for them, but that I couldn't do that. I had to start thinking that, yes, they're doing it, and so can I, and so can you. The thing with comparison is that it's only a negative thing when we look at our cannots and our won'ts instead of our cans and our wills. When we stop putting ourselves and our circumstances down and we start using them to empower our stories, amazing things can happen for every single one of us. And it's not just for us, it's for the people that are around us, the people that you're going to inspire. And guys, small towns need these opportunities. It's what Plexus allows every single one of us to do. We get to rise up from wherever we are, and we get to start dreaming really big. We get to start working for our version of more and what our future realities could be, because there's no one type of person that makes a successful Plexus ambassador. There's no one type of demographic that can make this happen for you. We all have an absolutely incredible story to bring to the table. We just have to be willing to share it.
Brianne, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so grateful for you.